I don't. Forgive me if we've been down this road before, but tell us about your early career, the moment before you became a comedian, and everything we need to know about that transition from what you were doing to becoming a comedian, or how you knew to become a comedian, or what was pivotal in launching you on the long, successful career path of being a comedian.
Yes, Dave. I was broke. And no, I did. I disrespected education, formal education. Teachers stood in front of the room, and the description of me was, he has a quiet way of not listening. And so I just let the time go by. And because the sun came up, it went down and did wonderful things, and my mother fed me. And the next thing I knew, I was 19 and a half years old. I was still in the 11th grade. and they were offering, see, the public school system is very smart. I wanted to stay in the academic part for some reason. But they kept offering me, said, look, we got shop. We got metal shop, wood shop. Did you ever have any of those?
Both, yes.
Huh? Yeah, well, these shops are set up to practice for when you go to prison.
I had no idea that was. Yeah. It makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So when you get to prison, you say, oh, yes, okay, go over and make a bookshelf.
Yeah.
and that teeter-totter's like that,
yeah.
And your mother thinks it's great. Yeah, and then never mind. So, now I paid attention to nothing. I sat in geometry, sat in calculus. I was, I always, on TV, a lot of entertainers, I was ADD, I was ADRPK, and I was NPR, and I became a great actor. That was not me. I just sat there and hummed and kept it to myself until I realized I joined the Navy, and the first morning, the man did what he said. He said he would be back at 04:30. And I got a double wake-up call. First of all, he woke me up. He looked in my face, and I was still in the bed and on the cot, whatever, and he banged the stick on the metal bunk, and I jumped up because I belong to the United States of America now, and so he put his face right here, and his cigarette was hanging, and his smoke went up this nostril, it came out one ear, and I just was not used to it.
Yeah.
And
kind of thing
I said to this man, I said to him in a very nice way, I meant no harm. I said, you're very rude.
Fair enough, I think.
And he said to me, I'm not your mother. And to me, that was ranking. And my instinct was to punch him. But I do have some people in here who have sense. And what is it? You will go to the brig for life if you hit this man. So I then said, you know what? I've got to get a college education. That was it. So I wrote my mother, the next 3 weeks, I wrote my mother to tell her, just one letter, to tell her about the horrible conditions and how the people were treating me. And my mother wrote the base commander. And he called me to his office, pulled me out of knot tying class. And I walked in and I stood. See how I do this slowly? Yes. So the cameraman doesn't, he doesn't wake up. Oh, whatever. And he said to me, see, sit down slowly too. He said to me, I have here a letter from your mother. About what this base is doing to you. I said, that is That is what I wrote, sir. And he said, and your mother says, please continue to do this.
That's great. That's great, Bill. And then you became a comedian.
Well, no, then I got my own TV show. I became a hit.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are a hit, it's the #1 New York Times best-selling author, Bill Cosby. And this is, I didn't ask to be born, but I'm glad I was. What do we have in here, Bill? What are we talking about?
Well, we're talking, Dave, about, we're talking, your son is how old?
8 years old.
Today. Okay.
Yesterday.
I wasn't thinking about him, but in this book, I want you to read, I want him to read it, because it's about a kid, his name is Peanut Armhouse. And Peanut Armhouse's mother, it's just a chapter, and it's hilarious. Peanut Armhouse's mother called him off of the field. We were playing softball. Peanut Armhouse, come off that field now and get your dinner. Because you and I know mothers are serious about dinner. And the fact that we better eat it. Because, see, they do double contradictory things. They say, you think I've slaved over this stove and I'm gonna be your slave?
Yeah.
So Peanut Armhouse wanted to bat. It was his turn at bat. He'd been out on the field. It was the bottom of the first inning, and we'd scored about 170 runs. So Peanut Armhouse says to his mother, but Mama, I haven't had a chance to bat yet. And, you know, mothers, they take great pride in not knowing anything about sport. I don't care if you have a bat or a rabbit or, you know. So anyway, I want your son to read that, because he may think that things are important, but mothers have that strength, and they will come and get you if you don't do what they say.
That's right. And here we have something, I believe, that's the chapter of the Peanut Armhouse story, is that right? And the drawing, who does the illustrations here?
That's George Booth, the George Booth. You all know George Booth?
From the New Yorker.
Yeah. Now, do you have a smartphone?
No.
Don't. Okay. All right.
Got this out of a Motel 6.
I can fix that for you. Just wave it over this.
Okay. Now this is what they call a quick something code. What QR code.
And you take this. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's not. You and I are two fathers who obviously have never put together the electric train.
Quick response code.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing here.
No, neither do I.
I'm worried that I'll be electrocuted.
And that's why when Christmas comes, we're not allowed to put anything together.
Fine.
Especially if it's
couldn't be happier.
If it's in Chinese.
So people with their phones now.
You wave your smartphone over this, and then it downloads, and then you can see George Booth's drawings. You can then see me on your smartphone telling people, how did I get down here?
I don't know, but get up before you hurt yourself, please. So people at home right now, take their smartphone and, good idea. Bill Cosby, I didn't ask to be born, but I'm glad I was. Always a pleasure, my friend.
I want to autograph that.
Good to see you, thank you. Make that out to Harry. We'll be right back with Jason Isbell in the 400 unit, everybody.